Today I'm reviewing cases for the iPhone 17 Air. I have cases from Apple, Benks, Taurus, Pitaka, Otterbox, Spigen, Crave, Speck, Smartish, Casekoo, and ESR. And I'm going to be giving away 3 of these cases if you subscribe and comment. More details at the end of this video. Well, you may be thinking this is the Air. It's made to be thin and light and tiny. Why would I want to bulk it up with a case? Now I agree, I'm probably going to choose the thinnest, most minimalistic case for myself, but you may want something a little more protective. So I'm going to go over 12 different cases just the way I would as if I were choosing for myself, which I actually am. Now I know a lot of people watch these videos and say, hey, how come my favorite case wasn't featured? Well, this phone came out yesterday, so I tried to get as many cases as I possibly could, but I couldn't review them all. Feel free to drop a comment, tell me what your favorite case is, and maybe I'll get to that in the next video. Alright, enough with the intro, let's get started. Let's start with Apple's bumper case for the 17 Air. Has Apple ever made a bumper case before? I'm pretty excited to try this one on. Wow, this bumper case is really cool. I mean, Apple makes the case, so obviously it's going to fit the phone perfectly. But it preserves the natural look and feel of your phone, and I think it's great because, I don't know about you, but all I really care about is the screen. The bumper really protrudes enough to protect the screen from most drops, which I like. For me, cases are mostly to protect the screen because those are the only issues I've had, cracking the screen. And it's really the same as a case in that respect. The camera lens does protrude past the bumper case, so I don't know if that's going to be an issue for you. Apple made a point to make the buttons on their cases even better, but I thought they were fine before, but they do feel great. The camera control button is also really great too. Apparently it has a conductive layer in there so it can sense finger movements, and it is working right now. It also has these connection ports on the bottom so you can wear Apple's new crossbody strap. I did not purchase the crossbody strap. I feel like this is going to be one to beat for me because I like as minimalistic as possible, and that's what this is. It's an Apple case, it fits the phone perfectly, and for somebody like me, I don't want complete coverage. I just want my screen protected with the little protrusion. And this lip comes out enough that it's going to do just as good a job as any of the other cases. And yeah, if you're going to get the iPhone Air, why wouldn't you get the most minimalistic case possible? Let's do a basic drop test. Still good, nothing popped out, screen's not broken. Feels really good in my hand too, I like this. $39 at the time of this video. This is the iPhone clear case for the 17 Air. Apple making the cases for their phones, they obviously fit perfectly all the time. This particular Apple case though for the 17 Air does feel so much thinner and lighter and more minimalistic than they normally do. I've always hated Apple's clear cases for all their other phones, but this one is really thin and minimalistic, and this is easily the best clear case I've ever held in my hand for any Apple device ever. I mean, it's the only one I've ever liked, and it feels better in my hand than the bumper did. The edges come up enough to protect the screen. I think the bumper came up a little bit higher though. It doesn't have any protection over here. I wouldn't care about that, but I know some people would. It also has the new button design. The buttons are great, although I thought Apple's buttons were always great. Camera control button does have the conductive layer as well, so it senses all your finger movements. The camera lens is protected pretty nicely. I didn't think I would like this one so much, and I really do. I think I even like it more than the bumper. Of course, it's Apple, so I expect it to work very well with MagSafe. Now, cases like this aren't ultra protective. They provide good protection, but not the maximum amount of protection, so it really depends. For me, it's great. Drop test? Looks good. $49 at the time of this video. This is the Benks ArmorPro case. Now, Benks makes some of my absolute favorite smartphone cases. It really combines the best of both worlds with protection and minimalism. It has 600D Kevlar aramid fiber, and it's very tough. But at the same time, it's not bulky at all. It feels very thin, very minimalistic in your hand. I'm all about hand feel, and this just feels beautiful. That Kevlar material is really nice. It really feels great, and it's very protective. The protective lip around the screen protrudes enough for most drops. So again, it has that balance of protection and minimalism. The buttons are really nice. They're very easy to press. Like Apple and a lot of other manufacturers, they are putting a button over the camera control button, and it does still sense all of my finger swipes and touches and presses. Really nice. This is a very well-built case. It feels premium. Very nice protection around the camera lens. I've never had a camera lens break, have you? For me, it's all about the screen. Now, I've been wearing Benks cases exclusively since I started reviewing them because I just love the way they look and feel. Really good amount of protection. The case is compatible with MagSafe. Very nice precision cutouts on the bottom for the USB-C microphone and speaker. And drop test? Perfect. Another really great case by Benks. I highly recommend these cases if you haven't tried them. $45.99 at the time of this video. This is the Taurus Q3 spin case for the iPhone 17 Air. Let's pop this on. The Taurus has been one of my favorite cases for years now. Why? Because of this. I love this. This is the most convenient thing to have on your phone, and it's hard to live with a case without it. There's so many great cases that I try on my device because I do these reviews, and it's hard to beat this just because of the convenience. And you can pop it up in portrait, in landscape. I use it for watching videos. I use it for looking at recipes while I'm cooking. I even use it for a flashlight when I'm doing a DIY project around the house. This spins all the way around as well. And you could use it if you don't want to drop your phone while taking a precarious selfie on the side of a cliff. This has a pretty good hand feel. It definitely doesn't feel like something I'm going to drop by accident. I will say the Apple and the Benks both have a little bit better of a hand feel than this, but it's close. The bezel comes up enough that it's going to protect the screen in most drops. The buttons are very good. They feel great. Camera control button, very responsive. It also works with all the finger gestures. Very nice protection for the lens. Perfect cutouts on the bottom for the USB-C, mic, speaker. And of course the ring on the back provides an even stronger magnetic connection with MagSafe. Drop test? Alright, everything's still good. I've always been a big fan of the Taurus spin cases, and this one is no different. It's exactly what I expected. I highly recommend this one. $36.99 at the time of this video. This is the Pitaka Ultra Slim case for the iPhone 17 Air. Now, Pitaka makes the thinnest, most minimalistic cases, which I love. If you know me, you know I prefer minimalistic over ultra protective. It's one of those cases with that aramid fiber. It feels so good in the hand, and it literally fits the Air like a glove. Not so crazy about this color choice, but there's other colors. This is a really great case for the Air because it adds almost no extra bulk at all. It almost feels like you're just wearing a skin on the phone, aside from all the protection around the lens here. I mean, this is pretty hardcore. It has an absolutely amazing hand feel, unbelievable. And it's one of those cases that leaves the buttons and connectors completely exposed. Again, I really like that. Like every button is cut out. I'm very impressed with this one. It's so minimalistic yet so premium, and MagSafe. And last but not least, drop protection. Nope, still good, still good. So yeah, this is one of my favorites so far. I really like this case, but I would choose a different color. $49.99 at the time of this video. And now for everybody's favorite ultra protective case brand, Otterbox. This is the Otterbox Commuter series case for the iPhone 17 Air. I feel everybody knows Otterbox at this point. They make very protective cases. I'm a little bit worried about the bulk it's gonna add, but let's see. Now, this is a two-piece case. It comes apart. Slip the inner piece on here, and the back. It's really annoying to put on, so it must be ultra protective. Okay, so just as I thought, this is a very protective case. You're not breaking your phone in this. Don't quote me on that. But it adds a lot of bulk. This no longer feels like an Air. It just kind of feels like a regular iPhone. But it does feel like it's really protecting my device too. I don't know why, but I keep getting a lot of accidental presses. Every time I grab the phone, the camera control button launches the camera. That's interesting. This has a very extra sensitive clicky camera control button. I mean, it's amazing for taking pictures, but I just keep hitting it accidentally. I just kind of grip the phone and the camera goes on. Something to be aware of. The protection is great though. I mean, this bezel comes up very high. Same with the camera lens bezel. Wow. That's deep. And of course the Otterbox Commuter series is not new. This is exactly what I expected it to be. There is a cover over the USB-C connector though. You have to open it if you want to plug it in. And there's some deep cutouts for the microphone and the speaker as well. Interestingly enough, the other buttons are a little bit harder to press. So the camera control button is too sensitive, and the other buttons could be a little bit more sensitive, but they're fine. That's what you get if you want ultimate drop protection. I mean, I'm not even gonna hesitate. I'm sure the phone's great. And MagSafe? perfect. So this Otterbox case is very protective. You're probably not breaking your device, but it will no longer feel like an iPhone Air. $49.99 at the time of this video. This is the Spigen Nano Pop MagFit case for the iPhone 17 Air. Now I feel like Spigen is one of the most well-known case makers, and I'm usually pretty impressed with their lineup. I do like the yellow and black, that does kind of pop. It's like that on the inside too. All right, let's pop this in. This has a really nice hand feel. It feels very thin, slim, minimalistic, but also grippy. Yeah, this has some really nice grips on the side, so you're not dropping this phone. Don't quote me on that, you might drop it. I'm not dropping this phone. I mean, what a great texture it has on the sides. If you're looking for something extra grippy, this is a contender. I like the yellow accents too, it's very stylish. Buttons press very easily. Test the camera control button. Oh, is this a cutout? What is this? Wow, I love this camera control button. It feels almost like there's no button at all, and it's very responsive to touch. This case has great grips, great buttons. Bezel comes up the standard amount. Very nice protection over the camera lens. Wow, this is a really cool case. Let's test out MagSafe. Excellent. Wow, that's really sticky. I like that. Okay, drop test. All right, still good. Nice cutouts on the bottom. I'm really impressed with this case. Again, Spigen's been around for years. They always make great products. I like this one a lot. Oh, and at the time of this video, it's $19.99 on Amazon. I mean, 20 bucks for this case? Yes, please. This is the Crave dual guard case for the iPhone 17 Air. Why is it dual guard? I'll tell you. Like the Otterbox, it's a two-piece case. Let's put the inner piece on first. Other than the two layers though, this is nothing like the Otterbox. It feels really cool in the hand. I like the hand feel on this one. The bezels protrude up the standard amount, but there's something that seems extra protective about them, like maybe they wrap around a little bit. Really nice. Let's test out the buttons. Yeah, the buttons press very nicely. All right, let's test out that camera control button. Oh, that's very responsive. All of the camera control gestures work perfectly. All right. Nice hand feel. I had a problem getting the buttons to line up, but now that I did, it's very sensitive. Right, nice cutouts at the bottom. Very protective around the lens. Right, let's test it out with MagSafe. Great. Drop test? Excellent. I mean, this is a dual layer case. It's pretty protective. And you know what? At the time of this video, $19.99 on Amazon. So, ultra protective case, 20 bucks. Pretty great. This is the Speck Candyshell grip with MagSafe for the iPhone 17 Air. Of course, we know Speck. They've been around forever. I feel like everyone's familiar with their design by now. They make a great case. I'm not a fan of all the branding personally, but whatever, it's fine. Now this has that extra grippy candy shell grip, so when you're holding the phone, you're not likely to drop it. I honestly feel like it doesn't really do anything on the back. It really should only be on the sides. Bezel protrudes nicely. This does look like a very protective case. The nice cutouts on the bottom here. The buttons are very easy to press, I like that. Very good protection for the lens here. Let's test out the camera control. Oh, so the camera control button is cut out here, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like they have a whole cutout for the camera control button, so you're actually pressing the button itself, which I like. And there's no material here where your fingers are. It's just the phone. And I really like that because when companies put like a little thin piece over here, I'm always afraid it's gonna break right off. So this is really well designed. I really like the grips on the sides for people that are concerned that their phone's gonna slip out of their hand. Let's test out the MagSafe. Excellent. Drop test. Ooh, what did that hit? Excellent. Very nice, very protective, very grippy. $39.99 at the time of this video. Not bad. This is the Gripmunk case by Smartish for the iPhone 17 Air. Now, Gripmunk has always been my favorite name for a case. That's pretty cool. It's like Chipmunk, but grippy. So like the title suggests, this is very grippy. It feels like you're holding granite or something. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. Bezels come up nicely, protecting the screen. Very nice lens protection in the back. I feel like that's been a theme with most of the cases I've tried. Let's test out the buttons. Very nice. Camera control button. Ooh, that's really nice too. I love this camera control button. Works with the gestures and everything. Wow, I like this. It's very just minimalistic. Nice cutouts at the bottom. This is one of the grippier cases. Again, a lot of people are concerned that their phone's just gonna slip out of their hand, and it's not likely to with this case. MagSafe, and drop test. Still good. Not bad, Smartish. I like this Gripmunk. About 25 bucks at the time of this video too. This is the Casekoo crystal clear case for the iPhone 17 Air. Now these Casekoo cases come with free panda stickers in case you're a 14-year-old girl, and whatever this is. I guess that's what this is for? Anyway, let's pop this in. Alright, so this is a very nice minimalistic clear case. And again, for me, I probably prefer minimalistic for the Air because it looks and feels like the Air still. Pretty nice hand feel, responsive buttons. Now this one has a cutout for the camera control button, and it has that piece of material here that I'm not a fan of because I'm always concerned that it's gonna just break right off or get worn out. But maybe not, I'm not sure. But it does press very nicely, and you're touching the actual camera control button itself, so it's gonna function perfectly. Nice cutouts on the bottom. The bezel is raised enough to get some good protection here for the screen. Nice lens protection. And this is a very standard clear case, no frills. They claim 3 times anti-yellow treatment, so it's not gonna yellow apparently. And yeah, this is pretty basic. It's a minimalistic clear case. It's pretty good. Drop test. Still good. Now this case doesn't have a MagSafe ring, but it still works with MagSafe. It's just not gonna be as sticky as the ones that have that extra ring, so keep that in mind. As far as clear cases go, I would prefer the Apple or the Taurus over this one. But at the time of this video, $13.59 on Amazon. How can you beat that? And last but not least, this is the ESR hybrid magnetic case for the iPhone 17 Air. Okay, this feels really nice. Let's pop that in. Okay, so there's a decent hand feel. Buttons are all right. I prefer to have buttons that are a little more responsive. These are a little harder to press. Camera control button's nice though. Everything works well, gestures are good. Yeah, the camera control button's great. The power is a little more difficult to press, as well as the volume buttons and the action button. They're just a little rigid. Maybe they'll break in over time. Bezels seem to be raised the standard amount, good protection for the screen. Nice cutouts on the bottom. Same thing for the camera lens, really good protection. Pretty good hand feel. It might be a little slippery for some. You could see the MagSafe ring, so I'm sure that'll work well. Drop protection? All right. It's a pretty good case for the price. Right now it's $12.99 on Amazon. So that's it, 12 cases for the iPhone 17 Air. Again, this thing is so light, who wants to ruin it by putting a case on it? But on the other hand, you don't want to break it either, right? All right, put a case on it. I honestly don't even know how to choose a favorite here, nor do I have to. I feel like the Apple cases are great choices if you want minimalistic and you really want the Air to feel like the Air. The Benks is also great if you want to combine minimalism with protection. The Taurus has that ring stand, which is amazing. The Pitaka is also a premium minimalistic case, which I love. Otterbox for the ultra protection. The Spigen, the Smartish, and the Speck. Wait, what? All great for grippiness. And the Spigen, the Crave, the Casekoo, and the ESR, all 20 bucks or less right now. Links to all of these cases are in the description. Okay, now here's the details of the giveaway because I'm giving away 3 of these cases. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel and put a comment in the comment section, anything you want as long as it's nice. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna pick 3 people at random from the comment section and I'll send you a free case. Again, you just have to subscribe and comment. And like I said earlier, these were all of the cases I could get at the launch of the iPhone 17 Air. There's definitely more to review. If I missed your favorite brand, feel free to put that in the comment section as well, and hopefully I'll get to it in a future video. If you like this video, please give it a like. I always appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. It really helps a lot. And thanks again for watching.